Hey guys, hey Ben with RC Air Mods. Hey, I was going to go and paint up this fuselage today for obvious reasons. Needs a little bit of aesthetic love, but this has been cracked. I repaired this probably 2 weeks ago or something like that with epoxy and 5 ounce fiberglass cloth, which you can see through there that I've wrapped around, and then I used Bondo and a little bit of this. Hobby Light filler after the Bondo to kind of fill in some of the smaller pits of the Bondo. It's just easier, quicker to dry than doing another layer of Bondo, but you could do it either way. Let me quickly go over though the process of how to do this. Even before that, the two areas where you're probably going to be doing it is right where it is there. I've crashed enough of these that I kind of could tell where the pattern of where the breaks are, and one of them is right here behind the trailing edge. And the other one, which I repaired a while ago, so it's already been repainted and touched up. Let me get this out of here so I can show you. Get the battery out of there. Right in here. So this one I nose down. This is the other area that tends to crack is right through in here, this canopy area. This center area seems to be pretty safe. I don't know that I've ever cracked one in there, which is nice. Part of that is probably because you've got a double layer there of wood reinforcement in there. So this one's already been done, and this one I end up the easier way to do it is it's so clean in here because, well, at least the way that I mod these, because I end up taking out the wood bracing that's in here because we need that to put in the battery and the ESC. There's not enough room without taking that out. So when I take that out. So if you've already done that, I guess with my parts, with the mods, you'll have this in here, but I suggest when you do that, just to put that in with hot glue anyway, so you can wiggle that out actually with a little bit of play back and forth, or if you end up putting any hot glue up in these upper seams, you're not able to see with my finger in there, then you can actually take just the nose of the hot gun again and reheat it up and it'll get soft in there, and then you can pull that out. Then after that, you've got a completely open canopy in here. And so I repair it from the inside. I cut out a piece of the 5 ounce cloth that will fit into that area. Take 30-minute epoxy, brush it into the inside of this area all the way around. Just using a brush that you'll have to throw away afterwards. And then take that fiberglass cloth and push it in there. And it stays pretty dry. I mean, you could put a glove on. I guess that'd be better. You wanted, but it stays pretty dry on the surface side, but yet there's enough that seeps into the weave that it doesn't come out at all. It's totally set in there. Let me pull out this ESC, maybe you can see. I have to disconnect it there. Anyway, this has a fiberglass cloth all the way through here now, because like I say, it's already cracked, and it comes out really clean, really easy. So this is very, very sturdy, much sturdier than it was from the factory now. And same scenario here is, I've already done one of these repairs before, and I've crashed it before on another fuselage, and it was totally solid through here. I didn't get any new breaks through here. It ended up cracking down further, but so once you make the repair, it's great. I mean, your airplane's a little bit heavier, so that's the downside, but you're actually ending up with a stronger area wherever you repair than you had before. So this one, this fiberglass cloth tends to, when you cut it, it tends to fray and have little strands kind of hanging out everywhere, and they're just really annoying. One thing you can do is take a little propane torch after you cut it out with scissors, and just run over those edges a little bit. Now it kind of seals up those edges so they don't want to run so much. It's just an annoyance that you can avoid. It gets wrapped around, same thing. It's fairly dry on the outside of the cloth, so you can work it just even with your bare hands if you're careful. Let that set up, and then after that, you're going to be able to work into the Bondo to blend in that edge so there's not a step there and there's not a step there, so it's a smooth transition. And then, like I say, you can use this Hobby Light hobby filler, it's like a wood-based type filler, balsa filler, and I just run that through after I've sanded it after I've sanded the Bondo down. Then I rub that across, and I guess even more of the smaller stuff that the Bondo that you could do with a second coat of Bondo, but it just seems like it's faster to do it with the wood filler after you've got the major blend done with the Bondo. Drywall sandpaper, whatever you call it, screen material, 120 grit. That's what I use with the Bondo, and do it like 20 to 30 to 35 minutes, somewhere in that range afterwards, because it's hard enough that you can sand. It's not goopy at all, but it's not rock hard like it eventually becomes. So if you can kind of start within that window and use this stuff, then it sands down pretty darn fast. That gets you into the rough area, and then once you've got it to where you're ready to paint, then you'll want to run across with something more fine, like a 220 or 320 grit sandpaper, to get it all nice and pretty and smooth. So that's how I do the repairs. This one I don't touch at all on the inside, just because it's almost impossible to get back in there and do anything. So it's completely just broken up on the inside, but it's completely solid because of the wrap on the outside, and the wrap goes away with these blends. And the other one, I do the exact opposite. I have the luxury of being able to do it on the inside. I don't have to worry about doing any type of blend on the outside. Fix it all on the inside, put the strength back in on the inside. And then on the outside, if there is any type of small fissure or crack, then you can do just a very minor blend to make that go away. But it allows you to use a lot less Bondo by doing it that way. And then I just rattle can it with some paint. I like Valspar, and not all Valspar is this way either. Let's see if I have one here. Just a minute, all right? This stuff. So this Valspar, and they seem to every few months change their label on it, so it may look a little different in your hardware store. But the thing that you're looking for is on the back where it says recoat times. It says recoat anytime. So, you obviously want it to somewhat set up the first time. You don't want to continue to add wet layers, but, you can come back in 40 minutes. You can come back in an hour and a half, 8 hours, whenever, and re-put another coat on, and it's good to go. Where all of the other brands that I found, they say recoat within 1 hour or wait 24 to 48 hours afterwards. And that's just a pain, because within 1 hour, usually it's not dry enough to where I really like to sand it. It's still got a little bit of, it's not going to come off in your hand, but just when I start to sand it, I notice it's just not as dry as what I'd like it to be. And so if I miss that window or forget about it, I got to wait for 24 to 48 hours to do another coat. This I can just keep on, every few hours when I get out there, do a little bit of sanding in between the coats if I want to get real smooth, and add another coat. So look for the Valspar ones that say recoat anytime. That's what I would suggest. And then you can do Valspar also has a clear, like this one, a clear top coat that you can put on that has the same characteristics where you can recoat anytime. And that just allows the scratches or whatever else to not get into the actual paint color itself, because when you scratch into the pigment of the paint itself, it tends to throw the light a little bit more so you can see the scratches, where if you're only scratching the top coat just like an automobile, it doesn't disperse that light. It doesn't change the color of the so much. You know what I'm talking about. Well, I hope that helps a little bit. Don't want to run on too long, but if not, give me a buzz, and I'd be glad to help share any of my knowledgeable crash expertise with you to get your burger time back up. But I've taken some pretty gnarly crashes and some fuselages that have been pretty mangled and flew them again. So don't pre-throw away the fuselage. Like I say, if there's any questions you have beyond what I've shared, give me a buzz and I'd be glad to help you. This has been with rcairmods.com. Thanks. Bye.